Today is Wednesday, the 26th, I think, of August, and I'm gonna do a garden diary today. It's been a while because it's been very, very hot. I think we reached 114 one time. We've even had some rain, like an isolated thunderstorm, and so we've had some interesting weather. The garden's pretty much done, but I'm gonna go through it again anyway. I'll show the pomegranates. There's one. Here's another one. That's kind of weird. Anyway, those two. I pulled out those petunias. These are coming out. So are these in this pot. We have lots of things that are just dried up from the sun. I have one of these. I planted a dead nettles. They were pretty worn from being in the mail. One's here and one's over there. It didn't make it, but I have some more in the house. I'm just waiting to plant them because of the heat. These red lantana are looking healthy. None of the agapanthus came up we didn't get any blooms on any of the agapanthus. That usually happens in July. I had some seed planted in that one to make a zucchini, but it never came up. But the interesting thing is this zucchini did. That's looking pretty healthy. My tamarillo bush over there looks really healthy. It loves its new location. I pulled some flowers out of here. I'm gonna take some more out, and then I'm gonna move over the salvia that's around the bridge that's not doing real well and put it in here and see if it takes on some new life. These goji berries came back. Struggling this year, but they've even got blooms and probably will get some berries, and that one's still alive too. These zucchini are still alive. I got about 5 or 6 noodle beans off of there that are just dried. I let them dry out. This is a bed that this was one that had the bugs that leave the gnarled roots, nematodes. Left these gnarled roots, so that's why I planted marigolds in here, and now I'm going to pull all these out and turn them under. The Paul Robeson tomatoes are still alive, but just barely. these tomato plants are coming out. And then I will plant this again. I just think that's so pretty. Except that it's up too high. I can't see the flowers as well. And we got a Kajari melon too. And this one's about ready to pick. And then there's some more on there. And these tomato plants are still producing, but slowly. The peppers have had aphids. I'm battling those. I'm pulling out all of these eggplants. Mainly, they were still producing, but we didn't care for these as well. But I do have some Black Beauty eggplants coming in over here. And my okra is still doing great. And I've gotten some cowpeas. And this spaghetti squash back here is still alive. So, never got any zucchini off of that zucchini plant in there. There's a lot of eggplant blooms if they manage to make it. This is probably coming out. I don't want any African daisies, I don't think. And I'm gonna redo my strawberry tower now that I see I got lantana growing in there. I think I'm considering moving the strawberries over to this bed under the tree over here. I don't know if that'll do well or not. We shall see. My spinach is still alive, my Malabar spinach. Ooh, I actually have a little squash plant there. So that's interesting. That plant actually looks pretty healthy. That's my garden diary. Today is Wednesday, August the 5th, and this is what we got out of the garden. Some cherry tomatoes, a couple of Fresno, and a couple of Thai chili peppers, a couple of fairy tale eggplants, little tiny things, and then some okra. August 7th, and this is what I got out of the garden. Quite a few okra and some cherry tomatoes. Today is August 10th, and this is what we got out of the garden. Some okra, some small Thai peppers, there's some Fresno peppers, and there's some Chinese 5-color peppers, and then some cherry tomatoes. Today is August 13th, Thursday, and this is what I got out of the garden. Some okra, some Fresno chilies, and some, I think those are Costa Rican peppers, and then some cherry tomatoes. Today is Sunday, August the 16th, and this is the garden haul. The okra kind of got away from us. Some of these are just too big. Today is Sunday, August the 23rd, and this is what we got out of the garden. Some cowpeas, okra, I think these are Santa Fe or Costa Rica peppers, and a couple of Fresnos, and maybe an Anaheim in there, and then some cherry tomatoes. It's so hot out. We did get rain this last week, so that might help a little bit. What was I gonna say? Oh, I did collect some tomatoes and okra the other day, but I didn't capture them on video. So I've actually had 2 hauls. Today is Wednesday, the 26th of August, and this is what I got out of the garden. My husband actually found this in the rocks last night, and it's perfect. It has no cracks in it or anything. So we got one Kajari melon, some cherry tomatoes, some okra. Then these noodle beans, we specifically let them go dry because we wanted to collect the seeds in those. So, and then I was getting the okra this morning, and I found this, and it's off of one plant, and that plant was tiny, but it had this one okra that's dry. So I'm gonna pull the seeds out of that as well. And right before this, I took the 4x4 raised bed and I pulled all of the eggplant that had been in there out of it. So it's a bare bed.